Welcome to Unscripted, Believe at Noon, the podcast on Noon Miracle where we sit down for real conversations that reveal the miracle in all of us. I'm Violet Fink, filling in for our host, Amy Goldberg, and I'll be joined by my brilliant co-host, the actress, producer, creator, and founder of Noon Miracle, Jane Sibbett, or as I like to call her, Mum. Today we're excited to welcome our guest and my sister, Ruby Fink. Each episode, we get to know someone new, not just by what they do, but who they are, by simply talking and listening. It's all about connection, curiosity, and discovering the magic that lives in all of us. So, let's dive in. This is Believe at Noon. Hi, Ruby. Thank you for coming.
Hello,
Thank you for having
Ruby.
me.
So excited to be chatting with you about this and really, really excited to be here with Mum. Let's dive right in. So, Ruby.
Yes.
We have a pretty exciting event coming up. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
So we are doing table read for A Christmas Bell soon, which I'm really, really excited about because this is a project I've been working on a very long time. And I do believe I've sent you the script at least a dozen times at this point and just saying, help me, please. And so it's just going to be so great to have people there to read the roles. And I've got a lot of really, really talented friends who are going to do parts. I know you're doing one. Thank you for that. And Mom's doing another. Thank you for that. Because those are two of the roles. Like, I'm going to fight anybody who says they can do it better than you guys can.
You might be partial,
Sweetie.
Ruby. Nepotism at its finest. I like it when nepotism works in my favor.
Does this count as nepotism if you're the mother and you're being given a role by your child? Is it working in the
Or
same?
your sister? I don't know. Family connections, right?
I think it's a family thing. Is it really?
It's just a family thing. Okay.
Well,
All right,
I don't know,
sounds
Violet.
good.
Break down the Latin. We'll see.
Well, I don't know. It's just that people keep affixing
Nepo baby.
baby, so it's nepo baby, right?
I'd be a nepo mama.
You'd be
Nepo mama,
you'd be a
nepo sister.
I love the way that language just continues to evolve. So, Ruby, I know the story. Mum knows the story.
No.
What's the story that we're doing?
So,
but don't give away the ending.
Don't give away the ending. No spoilers.
Drat.
But what's the story?
Drat. So it's a romance story, and I kind of had a little basis on Christmas magic and the idea that there is a family that has been bequeathed a magical bell by a fairy, and any couples that come to see it, the bell would sometimes ring in the presence of true love, and it's a great little way to just go with your new beau and say, hey, is this going to be forever? No, it's not ringing. Okay, bye. Just go on with your day. It's a very easy process. But the idea behind it is true love. And sometimes true love can take many, many forms. And that is kind of what happens for Tonya and Bianca. The bell rings for them. And people...
That's at the beginning.
How is that a giveaway? That's at the beginning. Come on, that is the basis of the story.
I'm so excited about the story. I love the story.
Script.
I know it's at the beginning, but it's a really exciting beginning.
It's an exciting beginning, and it's one of those because there's immediate concern from Bianca's mom is because everyone immediately starts laughing, and she's like, maybe this is a mistake, and so it's like, let's do a redo, and the fairy immediately is pissed off because how dare some mortal decide more than a fairy who's lived a good couple thousand years who gets true love and who doesn't. And it's very much a story of reconnection and the idea that there are many, many kinds of love, and they're all worth fighting for, because it's the most beautiful and strongest power and powerful magic that we have.
I mean, this.
Yeah.
We need more of this, Ruby.
It's such a good story for this time as well. It's a great reminder.
Yeah, and I also wanted it to be a Christmas story, and I know that there are some religious aspects to it, but I genuinely love the idea that around Christmas so many things are possible, and I really wanted to bring that in, and I wanted it to really express that Christmas should be something that anybody who wants to celebrate should can be able to celebrate. So, and also Hallmark. I really want to see if we can get Hallmark movies with different protagonists, and it not just guy meets girl. Yes,
yeah. I mean,
Lifetime,
all of those
absolutely.
wonderful.
Netflix. I have no idea who's going to pick it up. I'd love if somebody would. But I really want the people who do to be accepting of the idea that love comes in many forms. They're all worth fighting for, and just to accept and be willing to accept all of that magic. So, yeah.
As one who has sat many a time next to my own mama and your grandmother, watching the most romantic, wonderful, on 24/7 play, watching those Christmas movies, I am so excited to have Christmas in July here on the channel too. You know, I don't know if you know this, but your uncle used to have Christmas in July parties, so it's a thing.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
So we can make, yes, he used to have Christmas in July parties, starting when he was in college, and I think he still does. They have a whole Christmas party. They do a turkey. So perhaps we will have a Christmas in July party surrounding your table read, Rue.
all right, and get everyone in their ugliest Christmas sweaters in the middle of July.
Great idea. Great idea.
I had aircon, I would so do that, but I would be roasting
Yeah.
in my ugliest.
How about
jumper.
a vest, Christmas vest, ugly Christmas vest, or maybe just antlers? Wear a Santa hat.
I can do antlers. I can do antlers. Definitely.
Just a translation. Aircon, if you're speaking
Air
like a
conditioning.
Brit, is air conditioning. Just
So sorry. Yeah.
We say AC, you say aircon. I'm learning every day. As Nepo
And you're doing a
mommy
really good
here.
job. Nepo mom.
Hey Ruby, why did you select this magical time? I mean, was the Christmas theme always in your heart to write this particular story? Which came first, the idea of making a Christmas movie, or was it just creating romance where love comes in many forms?
I definitely think it started with Christmas and the idea that so many things are possible around Christmas. And that's an idea that so many people can get behind. I mean, you have so many concepts. It's like kids are always asking Santa for new toys, but there's also miracles that happen around Christmas. And I thought that would be something that everyone can get behind and accept more than Christmas in July, so to speak. Or just love in the middle of autumn.
Yeah.
This bell is going to ring on Halloween for everybody.
Yeah, it does. It does remove some of the magic, doesn't it?
Just a little
But
bit.
Ruby, this, as people who know and love you will know, this is just one of maybe a million stories that you have created. And you and I have worked together before on different stories. So we did Punching Out actually around Halloween. We've done Mickey McKinney together, which was so much fun. So I've been a Nepo sister for a long time, but I wonder what has been one of your favorite stories to write, and what has been one of your favorite stories to see come to life?
Even if I had more time to think about it, that would be a tough one, because they're all genuinely so much fun. I think Mickey will hold a very dear place to my heart, because that was kind of like the first big project that we ever did together, and just seeing it come to life and seeing you take on that role. And as you started to understand Sam Hayes, which was your character, more, I started to understand her as well, and that really led to such a depth in all the books that I wrote afterwards. So thank you for that, by the way. But
that's Mickey McKinney, Boy Detective.
Yes, Mickey McKinney, Boy Detective, started off as a podcast. It's also an audiobook and award-winning mystery book series. There are some more coming soon. I need to buckle down and write some more, but there will be more books coming soon once we're hopefully getting some of these other projects off my plate, because there's always more. And then Chispa, which was our most recent project, I also has a near and dear place to my heart, because that was also something I was working on while I was doing Mickey, is kind of write out Mickey episodes, and then when I had some free time, or I was just sick of writing mystery books and romance, okay, and I'm sick of this, and back to Mickey. And that one took a lot longer to write, and when you saw the book, I mean, it's hefty. It's kind of hefty.
Yeah.
So, I'm
mine's
impressed.
Doesn't it
to
make
my
you feel
bed.
proud? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, holding on to that thickness of a book makes you
Mhm.
go, wow,
Where is your cheese
I
bag?
put some work into this.
Yeah.
You certainly
Yeah.
did. Mine is in the next room.
No.
Don't worry. I've got
You
mine
got
right
yours.
here.
Oh, look.
Oh, who's that on the?
Gosh, I'm not
Nepo sister.
sure. Got a Nepo sister there. Got a
Wow.
Nepo sister here. Oh,
I do
You've got
have
your
there we
necklace on. Oh, I
go.
love
Got
that.
some bling.
Here we go. I've got
That's so good.
my mommy pendant here. From Grandma here.
Headdress.
This for everyone who wants to know. Let's see if I don't know if the camera will let me see. This is the cover of Ruby's Chispa.
Picture this, but small.
Yes, that I can wear. And as a proud Nepo mom, I am beaming here just listening to my favorite two daughters.
Yeah.
My daughters here talking about their creativity. And, people are always asking, like, how are your children so creative? How did that happen? And I pretty much say they popped out that way. But maybe, Ruby, do you have an opinion on this, where your creativity came from? But you have such a love of stories and storytelling. Where did this come from?
Here's the thing. I do remember several instances when I'm sure everyone does. You kind of wake up, you have an idea, you want to write it down. I very strongly remember a particular time when I was too young to write my own stories, because I think I was about 6. But it was very strong in my head, and so I went down and I tried to get Mom to dictate for me. And I got a little cross with you, and I'm so sorry about that. You just weren't typing fast. Yes,
Yeah.
you were. I was dictating, and you were trying to type it out, and you were asking me questions like, "Mom, just listen and type down what I say."
I've got the story here. You
Yes,
just need to listen.
It's in my head. It's going fast. It's going through my head like a sieve. The dream is dissipating as we talk. just write quickly.
Shut up and write, Mommy. I think that.
That's so funny.
Again, I am so sorry. I think that was one of the times I was genuinely cranky at you for going fast enough.
There's only been one time in all of your life. It's okay, Ruby.
Yeah. But then there
Ruby,
were.
Didn't you find that notepad, and wasn't it like 4 3/4 or something crazy?
Oh yeah.
Sorry,
not
so
6. I was 4 and 3/4.
I found the notepad. Yeah, I found the notepad and I gave it to Ruby, and it was writing down the story.
Yeah, and it's around here somewhere. It's a story of a princess in a castle, and I think that's as far as we got with it.
I think it's time for Mommy. My you can dictate to me, and I can type a little more quickly now.
No,
I can transcribe it.
I've got it. I've got notebooks. Thank you for those. I have as many as Da Vinci at this point. It's just various stories in certain notebooks, and I'd write them down because I don't necessarily have time to do all of them. But while the idea is clear, I try to get it in my head and out on the page, so there's something. And I've had them since I was about 13 years old. I started writing down my story ideas because there was a genuine fear that I would grow up and I would stop being able to write stories. And it hasn't happened yet, but it was a genuine fear because I was looking at adults like, how would you not come up with these things? Is this going to happen when I get older? Am I just going to stop imagining quickly?
Oh, you thought there was a finite amount of time for your creativity to come through.
I did. I genuinely did.
I wonder where that came from.
Well, there are so many. There were movies growing up. I mean, we had Baby Geniuses, and we had all those Peter Pan stories. I mean, you grow up and you stop being able to have that hope, trust, and pixie dust mentality, and stop being able to fly. It's like, oh gosh, oh gosh, am I going to stop being this sort of person? So yes, I 100% wanted to make sure that I could still write stories, because even then, even when I wasn't very good at it, I knew it was something that was an integral part of me, and I didn't want to lose that. So I was desperately making sure that I would always be able to write stories. And one thing that I absolutely loved, and thank you both to you and Dad for doing this, is that you always supported me. I would give you some of the worst scripts ever, both you and Dad, and you would kind of sit down and it's like, all right, so this isn't great, but here's some ideas. Here's some books that you can read. We're going to do summer sessions where you can work on your creativity and just free write for a little while. And yes, it's going to hurt your brain like crazy. And there were definitely some times like, I don't want to do this. It was such good exercise for my brain to be able to just freely write, because that is something that a lot of people have difficulty now. They can't sit down. They can't write whatever it is. And I got practice very early on, and even when I wasn't feeling inspired to kind of sit down and write. And then as I got older, I was kind of doing it as a way to escape a little bit, I think would be a good word, because I was working 2 part-time jobs and I just finished college. Like, what am I going to do with my life? I need to do something. And it's like, maybe I can write away. And because I didn't know how to be a writer to get on something. And one thing that Dad said is, you just got to write. You got to build up a portfolio. You got to show that you are very good at this job so they will hire you. It's like, all right, I got to practice. And then I started doing ghostwriting. And about 50 stories later, it's like, all right, I think I have built up this writing muscle enough that I am decent.
Wait, hold up. Just pause there for a second. 50
Yes.
stories later. So 50 ghost-written books later.
Yes. Some were edited.
But Ruby, you've done an astonishing amount of work, and I would say, my children have the most incredible work ethic, and I'm so proud of your tenacity to keep going for your storytelling dreams here. It's really inspiring. Really,
I knew it wasn't going to be easy. So, and that was something you also kind of instilled in me, is that it might take a lot of work to get what you want, but if you try, you can absolutely achieve it. And that was something that you did, Mom. You got out of college, you're working really hard, and you got some amazing parts. And that was kind of the ethic that we were inspired to do. Is like, yeah, it's a lot of work, but if it's something you love, then it genuinely doesn't matter. I mean, Violet and I, we would be recording episodes for Mickey McKinney 3-4 hours. Gosh, I owe you more than pizza. I owe you so much more than pizza.
I'm so glad you paid.
Don't. We had so much fun. It was maybe a little warm in the recording studio. You may owe me a few gallons of sweat, but other than that, I think we're pretty much even.
One thing that people may not know is that when you're recording, all sound is off. So you have to turn off your AC or aircon if you're listening in the UK. You have to turn it off so you don't have any buzzing sound in the background. But
and if you are recording from
100-degree
from a home studio, put up blankets on the walls and the and on the roof, trying to just mitigate as much sound as possible.
And even that raw and rough beginning in a sweaty home studio, the quality of that is so much. And I still have friends, that have talked about how that they would play your Mickey McKinney series to their grandchildren or their children when they were over, or when they would go for a drive, and how much they love this series. So, but that you brought it to life in print, but also as a recorded series, also an audio series. It's phenomenal. And that was right out of college you did that, yeah, Rose?
Yeah, that was 2015, give or take a little bit. And oh gosh, Violet was still in high school, and we had Lucas Guerrero and Leanne Labra. I love those guys so much. I need to talk to them.
Ruby, something that I was surprised to remember. I was having a chat with Dad pretty soon after Chispa was published, and he made just a small comment to me that really, really struck me, which was that all of the time that we were doing the Conscious Life Expo or some of those other big events that we were live streaming, And we noticed you sitting down at the front, and we had to remind you to like stand up and do the crowd shots, which, to be fair, could be locked off pretty easily.
Yeah.
All of the times in breaks or at lunch when we would just see you writing in your notebook, it was like a lot of that was Chispa.
It was Chispa, it was Mickey. There was a period of time when I was also doing Mirror Universe, Star Trek, which never caught on. We only did 2 episodes. But I was always writing.
And it was such an amazing reminder of how dedicated you are to your stories, where you can be in a place where, you know, you've got all of this hubbub going on around you, and you still have this commitment to the stories that you're trying to tell, and you sit down and you write them, and now they're published, which is really incredible.
Remarkable. And there will be more. There will be so many stories. There is a list we have to get through.
Can I just say, from like the further back at Nepo Mommy perspective that wasn't there at the Conscious Life Expo, when Violet's talking about this, their dad and the girls were part of a live streaming company that we created, and they were actually filming. Violet was technical director with your dad. And they were shooting. So there was this hubbub of thousands of people going through while they were live streaming some very significant new thought leaders and in the conscious life. So the idea that you were in the middle of this huge, it's like think of LAX International Airport with all the people that are going around and all having their conscious life. And then Ruby's conscious life was also going deep and mining into that. It's a really beautiful metaphor, Rube, that you can.
It's kind of like white noise. It was actually very soothing, because sometimes when you sit down in the quiet, you can't write because your brain's so noisy. But if there's noise around you, then it kind of cancels out everything else, which is just lovely.
And everybody's also in that great state of high elevated consciousness too. It's beautiful.
Oh, for sure. I was definitely trying to get some of that as well. Just I'm around crystals. I got focus here. Great positive energy. Right.
Did you ever sit under that big copper pyramid thing?
Yes.
Not under that.
With my notebooks.
We've always had
your tinfoil hat.
It's trying to.
I just need to get my writing equipment.
You know, and I'm not saying for the writers that might be listening out there that, you know, maybe we should have a writing workshop inside of the Conscious Life Expo. Just have a booth where it's actually quite brilliant. And then, your dad and I always wanted to write the farce about what happened, because we love Conscious Life Expo, but you see a lot right there. And so to have Ruby in the middle of that, I think we should have a writing workshop.
Get some of the oils from that booth that helps with focus, and then just that. I don't know what that smell was, but it was fantastic.
We have all the tools. Rosemary, it's Rosemary's for focus. We have all the tools here. It's so exciting. So exciting. I love this idea. And I thank you for bringing that forward, Violet, because I wouldn't have had that glimpse. I see Ruby working so hard, as you do. And I'm just so proud of you and excited by all the things to come. And Ruby, is there anything more you want people to know about the table read and why this process is so important for us? Or you?
So
people in general?
And this kind of goes back to Mickey as well. One of the things that really helped with the characters was seeing it acted out loud and kind of having the actors tell me just little insights that they picked up from the role. So I'm genuinely looking to this as a working table read, where we can hammer out any final issues that need to be taken care of, because I want this to be pristine. I want this story to just be absolutely perfect. Well, maybe not. Nothing is perfect, but I want
as close as you can get. Yeah.
Yes. And because we are inviting in so many talented individuals from different walks in the entertainment industry, I'm really hoping they will help to kind of see the story as it is, offer any suggestions to help make it better, and just help elevate it so that it's something that is truly special and magical for everyone who gets to see it on the big screen. I'm really, really hoping that it makes it all the way to the big screen, because that would just be amazing.
Okay. Yeah. It is a magical movie, and I'm so grateful that you're doing it. And I'm so grateful that you've jumped in so dearly and helping co-create with Violet and me the Noon Miracle platform too, Ruby.
Yeah.
You know, that we are creating something that's very different than what's out there right now. And I know a lot of people have come to the internet to connect, but this way, we hope to connect with more people that can get a taste of what it is that you do and be inspired either as a writer or as an audience member, producers, backers, all those things.
Yeah.
So thank you for jumping in on that one too, Ruth.
Of course, yeah. I feel like I could probably be doing more, but at the same time, it's like I have a lot on my plate, but I will do my best.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think most creatives, right, have a lot of things on their plate if they're actually working to their optimum. I'm not saying that you have to work yourself into an exhausted frenzy like somebody you know, but there are ways to
all do it.
I know, I'm afraid.
We came by the workaholic, honestly, Mom. And the caffeine addiction.
Just say, well, yeah, we can thank your grandmother for that. We call it the Gaines gene in our family, and my mother would sleep 3 hours a night, and that was kind of it. And she had Coca-Cola. And raise your glass, girls. I've got my.
We got our drinks.
I'm empty. I've already finished my caffeine. I know we're getting close to time, but Ruby, I do have one more incredibly important question for you.
Okay. Yes.
We live in an interesting world these days. What if there's one thing that makes you feel inspired? What is the one thing that just when you wake up every morning and you think about it, you're like, oh yeah, this is something I'm excited about today?
Excited about in general or excited about writing? It's either or.
Whatever.
Okay. All right. I guess the thing that really helps on most days is even when there is so many horrible things happening in the world, there's genuinely people in other parts that are just as committed to making a difference and to sort of reminding others that there are good things. And I absolutely love that part of humanity that said, yes, things are bad, so let's create something just as good to balance it out. So like it can be a puppy video or a dad dancing with his kid. And just everyone seems to recognize that when things are awful, you kind of have to create your own beauty and your own joy in order to help others get through the tough times. So I think that is the most inspiring thing that I have seen in the world.
And you certainly do that, Ruby. You balance the world with your levity and your laughter and your creativity. It's a beautiful thing to be inspired by your children. I don't know if many parents can say that, but I am inspired by you, and thank you for helping me believe in the miraculous. Ruby, you are the original miraculous too. You know, people know that your origin story. You were a miracle baby on so many levels, and so to have you full circle here, co-creating with me, I'm gonna cry.
That's so. I'm definitely gonna hop on this puppy pile of love, but I continue to be inspired by you, Ruby, and I also love how casually you'll just send me a 5-star review, just another 5-star review, you know, no big deal, no big deal.
Oh, just for that
5-star review. Oh, okay.
Even the baffling ones where it's like, did you read my stories? I still got 5 stars.
I love my funny girls. I love my funny boy. Oh, what joy you both bring to my life, and thank you. And I hope others, not just Nepo Mommy, can appreciate how much fun it is to live in a world where I have my girls here and working. And so I hope that everyone can join us soon. You know, I want to say that for people that want to see more about Ruby, there's her site. We have links on our Noon Miracle that they can see more of Ruby's work. All the links to all of her books and audio. Her what do you call it? Audio library.
Yeah,
right? We have the audio library. Do we have all of Ruby's audiobooks up? Yeah.
So we have
so far
the Dreaming Tree. We have the Dreaming Tree, and we have Mickey McKinney, the first 3 episodes, and we will continue to add more episodes of Mickey McKinney as we go.
I am hoping to have an audiobook of Chispa at some point. It is not up yet, but I'm looking forward to getting that done. Oh, that's going to be so much fun.
and you know, these are all ages, so all of these books go from the beginning of life to forever romantic. So yep. So thank you, Ruby Fink. I love you so much, Ruby. Thank you, Violet Grace. Also, I appreciate you, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, we'll see. We'll read you soon.
Yes.